What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out the latest phone from Nubia called the Redmagic 6S Pro. Now I've tried a lot of fast phones up until now, but I can easily tell you that this one is the fastest and the most powerful phone that I've tried so far. So this one is powered by the Snapdragon 888 Plus that's paired with 16 gigs of RAM. That's more RAM than I have in my computer. Pretty insane for a smartphone if you ask me. That's probably more RAM than a lot of people have in their computers. Aside from that, we also get 256 gigs of internal storage, but the device cannot take an SD card, so that internal storage is definitely welcome, so you can install all those games on it, because overall this is still a gaming phone. Now, for those of you that like benchmark scores, well, this device gets an Antutu benchmark score of just under 900,000, and once again, that is the highest score that I have ever seen. Design-wise, well, this looks somewhat similar to all the other Redmagic phones that we've been seeing over the past couple of years. So on the front here, we have a 6.8 inches AMOLED screen that has a 1080p resolution, and the maximum screen brightness is 700 nits, so you can easily see this screen outdoors. Now, what's impressive and different than a lot of phones available on the market is the refresh rate. So this one has a very high refresh rate of 165 Hz. Now, personally, I've been using it at 120 Hz because I find that whenever you're using it at 165 Hz, it does use too much power. But like this at 120 Hz, you can basically get about 10 to 12 hours of screen on time on one charge, which is quite impressive for a gaming device. Now, inside this, we have a 5050 mAh battery, so a pretty large battery, and the phone also supports 65 watt fast charging. Now, in the box, you're only going to get a 30 watt fast charger, so still, charging this from 0 to 100 is done in about an hour, so pretty impressive, and also pretty impressive battery life. The phone also has an in-screen fingerprint scanner, and once again, this is probably one of the fastest in-screen fingerprint scanners that I've tried on any device. And now you can actually check your heart rate with that in-screen fingerprint scanner. So you just open that app and then you hold your finger over that scanner and it will give you your heart rate. It takes about, I don't know, 10 seconds to get a reading, and that's how it works. So something new for the S6 Pro. Now, on the sides here, the sides do look somewhat similar to the other previous Redmagic phones that we've been seeing. So on the left-hand side here, we have the gaming button. We also have the holes for the fan. We'll talk about the fan in a second. We have the volume buttons and some antenna lines. On the other side of the device, we have two customizable buttons. So you can use those buttons whenever you're playing a game. So you can customize what each of those buttons does. And we also have some more holes for the inside fan. Of course, we have another hole for a microphone and the power button. At the top here, we have a 3.5mm audio jack, which is something that we don't typically see, but a great addition for a gaming phone. We also have the holes for another microphone, and at the bottom we have the SIM card slot. So this device can take two SIM cards. We have another hole for another microphone, so we have three microphones available. We have the USB-C port and the holes for the speaker. This phone has dual speakers, one at the bottom, one at the top here. And once again, these are probably the loudest speakers that I've heard on any phone up until now. And I guess this is a quick example just so you can hear how those speakers sound like. So pretty impressive speakers, even though I'm not sure if you can actually catch that sound on my camera's microphone, but in reality it does sound really good. Now the back of the phone is what's somewhat new, because this time around we get half of the back being transparent, and now you can actually see the fan inside the device. So yes, this phone has a fan inside, and that fan helps the phone cool down. It's cool when the fan is running that it has LEDs and you can actually see the fan spinning and those LEDs. I think it's one of the coolest looking backs on any mobile phone that I've seen up until now, because you don't typically see a phone with a moving fan inside. That fan also helps cooling down the phone, so you're going to be able to play for extended periods of time before the phone actually gets hot. Because if you have like a Samsung Galaxy S21, if you play games for about an hour, the phone just gets too hot and it slows down. Well, with this one you can play for a longer period of time. On the back there we also have 3 cameras, but these are the same cameras that we've been seeing over the past 2 years with many Redmagic phones, and the cameras are nothing special. These are a couple of examples of pictures that I took just in front of the house here. So the cameras do okay, but I wouldn't buy this phone just for the cameras. For video recordings, the phone can do 8K recordings, but the sample that I'm showing you right now is done in 4K at 30 frames per second. I think that's the best quality that you can get from this device. So I don't think you're gonna be buying this phone for its cameras. Software-wise, the phone runs Android 11, and on top of that Android 11 we have what's called the Redmagic OS 4.5. So that's basically a launcher on top of that Android 11. Now, one thing I'm not a big fan of is the fact that you cannot change the launcher. I mean, sure, you can install a different launcher, but you cannot use a different launcher as the default launcher. So as you're seeing the phone right now, that's how you're gonna have to use it. I wish they would give us the option to choose whatever launcher we want to use. Other than that, this launcher is incredibly fast, so anything that you do on the phone is incredibly fast, even though I did notice a few Chinese words here and there, but Redmagic typically sends updates over time, so hopefully that will be fixed. But overall, this is an insanely fast launcher. The phone also has an NFC chip inside it. That means that you're going to be able to make payments with the phone using Google Pay. The GPS unit inside it takes maybe a second to find your location. It takes about 3 if you're indoors, so no problems with that. The phone supports 5G connectivity, but my carrier doesn't, so I can't really try that. And the phone also has all the sensors that you could potentially need. Now, for those of you that like watching movies on their phone, you're going to be able to watch Netflix in HD on this device. So that's definitely another good thing about it. So there you have it. This is the Redmagic 6S Pro, the fastest phone available on the market. Probably the phone that has the best specs on the market. I don't think there is any other phone that's similar to this one. The phone is a bit on the heavier side. It weighs about 220 grams, but you get that massive battery inside, you get that screen with 165 Hz refresh rate, so you do get a lot of premium features with this device. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.